What is financial planning? Financial planning is the method of creating a strategy for achieving your life goals in a structured and prepared manner while preventing unpredictable events. Number 1. Take control of your finances. Managing one's finances does not have to be tedious. It's not rocket science, and you don't have to be a financial professional to do it. Only a small amount of dedication is needed. Making the decision to save money is the first step towards good money management. Saving money can be a very useful method for achieving financial freedom. Consider borrowing money from a friend for the last-minute doctor's appointment. If you don't have a mate, you can be forced to use your credit card. And, as you might be aware, credit card debt is the most expensive type of debt. If you do this a few more times, you'll find yourself in a debt trap before you know it. You may have a number of financial objectives in mind, such as purchasing a car or the most recent mobile or accumulating money. You'll need capital in all of these cases, but from where will it come? You must have a savings account. Saving capital, my friend, will help you escape debt traps. Not only that, but daily systematic saving will make you wealthy. You should be able to meet your financial targets on time. You might now be thinking how to save money. And even more importantly, how much can be saved? As soon as you receive your paycheck, begin categorizing it under various headings. Expenses, EMIs, deposits, and savings are examples of these headings. Make it a point to set aside 10% of your monthly salary. It's as simple as that. However, do not deposit it in a piggy bank. Money that sits in a piggy bank does not expand. Even a savings account may not produce better results. Alternatively, you might bring this money into a liquid fund. See the magic unfold right in front of your eyes. Number 2, keep a close eye on your spending. If you're living paycheck to paycheck and finding yourself low on cash before the month's end, you're probably living beyond your means. Perhaps there are a lot of unforeseen costs. These can leave you with insufficient funds to meet your basic needs. However, there's a way out. Create a budget for yourself. You won't be able to monitor your cash flow until you have a budget in front of you. A budget merely lays out how much money you have coming in and how you want to spend it. Begin by dividing the expenses into fixed and variable costs, urgent and non-urgent needs, necessities and extravagances, and avoidable and unavoidable costs. This way, you'll have a detailed list of expenditures in front of you. You'll have a stronger grasp of things if you translate them from abstract to physical form. You may render a need hierarchy and prioritize which ones to solve first. It's just about setting priorities. Accept that you have finite resources and inexhaustible wishes. However, you must control your resources. The quicker you accept this, the more you'll be able to control your urges to spend money you don't have. You can also use one of the various apps available, such as Mint, Level Money, Envelopes, and others. Once you've paid for all your important expenses, you should set some money away for fun and relaxation. You should make a grocery list before going to the department store to prevent overspending. You can designate a weekday where you don't spend any money. Make certain you stick to your budget. Instead of seeing it as a burden, think of it as a commitment. You would be able to remain inside the boundaries in this manner. Number 3, keep track of your personal finances. Knowing what you own and owe is better with a personal balance sheet. It's a very effective tool for advancing your financial situation. It's a form that allows you to list your assets and liabilities. Your personal net worth is determined by the difference between your assets and liabilities. Gather your bank statements and other proofs of the liabilities before you begin. Then, make a list of your properties, including your bank account balance, all savings, the value of your house, and the value of other assets. To calculate the total value of your assets, add up all of your assets. After that, make a list of your liabilities such as car loans, home loans, credit card balances, and other loan balances. The amount of money you owe can be calculated by adding all of your liabilities together. It should ideally be optimistic, indicating that the amount you own exceeds the amount you owe. If it's bad, don't lose faith. Your net worth will steadily grow as you continue to repay your loans. Another crucial aspect of asset management is determining what types of assets you need. You should always strive to own properties that appreciate in value while requiring the least amount of maintenance. In the end, it all comes down to how much you can really use. Simply accumulating things you don't need leads to capital being blocked in non-productive investments. It's a good idea to keep track of what you use and what you can get rid of. Number 4, making prudent use of cash surpluses. Your future is determined by how you handle excess cash. If you don't have a strategy in place, you're more likely to overspend. This money could have been used to help you become financially independent. All will become more costly with each passing year due to inflation. If you don't spend, your money won't expand fast enough to keep up with inflation. To pay your bills, you will have to work long into your 70s. It's like never being able to retire. Investing can be a perfect way to put extra capital to work while still fighting inflation. It can be used to increase capital and direct it towards achieving goals. It is preferable to begin saving as soon as possible. Investing does not have to be a complicated or tedious job. Consider it a connection between your current location and your desired destination. Begin by defining objectives, such as purchasing a vehicle or saving for retirement. Divide your priorities into 2 categories, short-term and long-term. Short-term targets are those that can be met in 1 to 3 years. Medium-term targets are those with a time period of 3 to 5 years. Long-term targets that will take more than 5 years to accomplish. Then, assess your risk appetite, or how comfortable you are with the decrease in the value of your investments. You're a high-risk seeker if you can stomach a 20% drop in the value of your investments. Otherwise, you're a risk-averse human. You can choose the investment after assessing your priorities and risk appetite. A risk-taker's best bet is to invest in a diversified equity fund. A risk-averse short-term investor, on the other hand, might choose a liquid or balanced fund. Mutual funds have proven to be the most adaptable investment vehicle. At a cost of a few dollars, you can begin a systematic investment plan, SIP. SIP deducts a set sum from your savings and invests it in a mutual fund scheme of your choosing. Number 5, make your individual investment. Creating your first investment portfolio is a significant accomplishment in and of itself. After all, it's the first step towards accumulating capital. Building a portfolio entails spreading the money through different asset groups, such as equity, debt, and cash. It's referred to as asset allocation. Despite the fact that equity is the most tax-efficient and inflation-fighting mechanism available. Putting all your money in bonds, on the other hand, isn't a smart idea. According to your investment objectives, you must diversify the amounts to be assigned to each asset class. It is still preferable to be a long-term investor in order to build up a larger portfolio. Your investment period should be about 10 to 15 years at the most. If you've built a portfolio, you'll need to rebalance it on a regular basis to maintain the risk within acceptable bounds. This is important in terms of demand volatility. You have full control over the time periods after which you can rebalance. It can be done once every 6 months or once a year. Final thoughts. If you're not sure where to start, seek advice from a reputable source. You may also put your money into mutual funds to benefit from diversification and competent fund management. If you want to know more financial tips like these, make sure to give this video a like and click subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.